Man Show here. Ron Sanchez, the coach of the Charlotte 49ers here. Commerce USA. Coach Sanchez, how are things up there in Charlotte, North Carolina, man? You're doing good up there. I see already 12 wins this year, man.
Things are a little better. This season. Obviously, we're not where we used to be. We're not where we want to be yet, but definitely walking, and heading in the right direction. Excited for our guys that they're experiencing some success because they're working really hard. Like all of us, you got to see, some fruit to your labor in order for you to be encouraged and continue to work hard. And it's nice for them to have a little bit of success right now.
And, Coach, you took over a job last spring in 2018, took over the job there, year or two now. Coach, what did you really emphasize last offseason, after last year's tough season, to set your coach even further and bring in young men that fits what you want to do your vision for this program going forward?
Yeah, as a staff, we just want to make sure that we have the right kind of people. When you're trying to build something from, I won't say from the bottom, but from the ground up, really, kind of starting it up. I think the most important thing is, to have the right people on board with you. That's our biggest resource is our young men, and we want to make sure that the guys that we brought in were guys that came from good backgrounds, from good basketball backgrounds, guys that really enjoyed competing. Guys that really wanted to embrace the opportunity to be student athletes, and guys that were more process-driven than just goal-oriented. So putting all that stuff together is really hard because you don't know. You're hoping that the guys will buy into what you're trying to preach, but the character of the people was really important for us, and that's something that we really emphasize in the off season. And we just kind of put our heads down and continue to work and grind.
And speaking of on-court development and off-the-court development, who are some young men that you want to really point out who really made a big leap from last offseason to this season and helping you guys so far as you guys headed here into February and into March?
To be honest, man, I actually have 9 new players that are dressing for us this season that did not dress for us last season.
Wow.
So our team is pretty much a group of new individuals. They've only been on the floor together for about 4.5 months. So we didn't really know what to expect or who was going to be the guys or the guys. We were hoping that some of the recruits that we had were as talented as we hoped. But we've gotten some great production from Jameer Young, who today was also named Freshman of the Week for the 5th time this season, and he's having a remarkable freshman campaign. Our sit-out transfer, Jordan Shepard, who actually played with Trae Young at Oklahoma and came and joined us here, sat out last season. And, the two of them have done a really good job of managing the team and, handling things for us. Now, we got 2 grad transfers. One came from Providence, who played for Ed Cooley, who, taught him a lot, so we're reaping the benefits of all the coaching he received there. And then we got a kid who transferred from Coastal Carolina, who was a 3-year transfer. He's finishing and starting grad school here for us this season. And, Amadou Bamba, who's doing a phenomenal job for us on the interior. All these guys are just, really done a great job of embracing our culture and helping us really get this, this program moving in the right direction.
And yes, and having those new players, Coach, so how did you go about building a camaraderie? Because you guys have 12 wins already with virtually 4.5 months, virtually a whole new team. So building that chemistry is very key. How did you all get on the same page so fast?
I don't want to tell you that we're there because it's a constant journey. We do spend a lot of time trying to build our culture. We spend a lot of time trying to get to know one another. As sad as the day is today with, the situation that happened with Kobe Bryant, we've taken a lot of his stuff and, shared it with our team, things like, failure doesn't exist, working together for one goal. A lot of things that Kobe kind of just talked about throughout his career. We've used him as an example in our locker room for so many things. And that's the biggest challenge in all of this, as coaches. You want young men to really learn how to play together, to sacrifice of themselves for the benefit of the group. to put their individual stats or individual agenda, for the benefit of the whole. And that's the real challenge in this. And, we're very fortunate that we had, such an example like Kobe that we could use, some of the things that he was able to use in his own career on the court and off the court, in order to help us build our culture here at Charlotte.
And speaking of that, too, coach, as well, being around the Hawks as I am every day, I see the player development piece, and it's the on-court development, off-court development, the nutrition side,
Mm-hmm.
sports science side, the training side. So talk about how your conditioning program is so key to the success of your
Mm-hmm.
team on and off the court for us, them eating right, preventing them from getting
Yeah.
injured, and also keeping these guys in shape to be able to defend like crazy, play hard
Yeah.
twice a week for you guys, and
Yeah.
then coming up in March when your tournament time coming up, when you're on the
Yeah.
back end of the season when you got to perform at your optimum peak performance when you need to win and win when it really counts.
No, I mean right now, man. Your physical development combined with your nutritionist and your trainer, that's a three-string cord that has to be really strong if you want to develop anything. The education for these young men, is key. We just finished a stretch here where we played, 5 games in 9 days. That was, play today, one day off, play again, one day off, play again, kind of almost like an NBA schedule, to be honest with you. And, you really have to plan ahead of time for that. And you start educating them and letting them know that the fuel that they put in their bodies, really matters to be able to bounce back and be able to play at a high level, how your strength coach, treats them in the weight room so they can also perform at the highest level, and then how your trainer really takes care of them pre-practice, after practice, and how they take care of their bodies. All those things are huge nowadays. When we were younger, we would just, stretch out, count to 10, get on the court and go. You get
Exactly.
done. Maybe you stretch out for a few more minutes and you go, and then you go to McDonald's and eat a burger and you're good to go. Nowadays, the science is there and it's proven that if you really do invest the time and energy into the sciences, that the athletes can really benefit. So, not only to play, but also, to prevent injury, and then also to be able to, if you are injured or hurt, to be able to recover a lot sooner. So we're very fortunate here. We got a great nutritionist, great strength coach, and an unbelievable trainer that really do a great job of taking care of our guys.
And coach, go back to non-conference play for a minute here, coach. You gotta be happy that you guys got 6 wins in the non-con, knowing it's hard to get home games when you're in the Conference USA. You have to
Hmm.
kind of play to do 2-for-1s, or go to these
Hmm.
non-exempt tournaments, or maybe just take some road games. You also got to play a
Yeah.
guarantee game or two as well to raise money for the school. So knowing
Hmm.
all those things is going on at the same time, and having a very pretty young new team who hadn't really played that much
Yeah.
together, 6 wins in non-cons make you feel really, really good as you're heading to conference area play. These few weeks here, you've been going at it out here.
No, definitely. And obviously, and it wasn't just the wins. It's, the games that we lost, we were very competitive. Those were, 2 3 point losses where we had an opportunity to win and just didn't execute. But at the same time, you got to be thankful for those experiences because they help you grow and learn. In the non-conference, we had a chance to play Davidson and we beat them, and to play a team that talented, with a coach that's that gifted, and a program that's that established really helps you build some confidence. Then we played Wake Forest, also we beat them in overtime. All those things really help build the confidence in your team. And obviously Danny Manning has a great program there and is doing some really good things. So for our guys to go up against, teams of that caliber and be able to have success, was really something that helped build their confidence to help catapult us into the conference season. And then we lost our point guard, for 2.5 games really to start the conference season. So somebody had to step up, and for us to be able to start the conference play 3-0, with an injured point guard was our leading scorer at the time, was really, a testament of how hard these kids are working and how much better they are getting every time they step on the floor.
Now you got a 6-2 in Conference USA play. You got Louisiana Tech this week in Southern Miss. So you could be going on that little swing of the southwest part of the conference there. Not
Oh,
calling it
yeah.
the Texas swing, but you got to still hit La Tech and Southern Miss. Jay Ladner and those guys do a good job there.
Oh, yeah.
So does Eric Congress.
Of course.
So where you sit on film as you get ready to play those 2 tough road games you got coming up here this week?
Oh man, Eric's got probably the best defensive team in the conference right now, and they're so, talented at every position as well offensively. So, we really do have to, have a mentality of, defending hard, making sure that we don't give up easy baskets. They rebound well. They're athletic. So at the end of the day, we really just got to take care of the essential defensive things, defending hard, blocking out, making sure we communicate well, making sure we know our personnel, and obviously you got one day prep for the next one. So, really being sharp in all our non-negotiable areas, and then hopefully after we play there, we have a chance to get some really good food. As you know, there's great food down there, so I'm looking forward to that part of the trip as well.
I hear that, Coach. And before you go, Coach, can you give us a little story about a couple of guys on the Hawks here? DeAndre Hunter, a guy you coached in Virginia, and a guy you played against in the conference, and John Collins as well.
Yeah. No, I'll tell you one thing, man. DeAndre was, he redshirted for us his freshman season. And he was one of the hardest working young men that we had, man. To see him have this kind of success, it just brings joy to my heart because he really did invest the time and energy. When we got him, we told him, I said, John, you could be special defensively. He's one of those guys that I think could guard a 1 through a 5 if you really need him to. And we knew that defensive side was going to give him a legit shot, to impact or to have an opportunity to play on an NBA roster. And, Danny Manning obviously recruited Collins, and, he was kind of a no-name guy or, he wasn't a McDonald's All-American or anything like that. And, Manning really helped him develop, and he was a headache to go up against. To see those guys, playing together right now, I think you guys got a really, really bright future. And obviously I think Trae Young is special, man. You guys got a great group. I think the future of basketball in ATL, man, is really, really bright.
The buzz is very, very good about that. I hope you can come to the game on April 3rd when you're down in Atlanta for the Final Four. We play the Hornets that night, so kind of a connection on April 3rd. Hopefully we'll see you at the Final Four down here, Coach.
Hey, man, I might make that one for sure. I definitely might make that one.
Yes,
so that'd be good.
Yes, indeed. Well, Coach, best of luck to see you on that swing you got this weekend. Talk to you real soon, Coach. Always good to have you on the show, man.
Thanks so much, man. I hope you guys get a nice W out there in the cold city, Toronto. Bring that thing back down to the south.
I appreciate it, Coach. We need it, man.
All right, man. Have a great one.
You too. Thank you. It's Ron Sanchez on the Bossman Show.
For all your photo, video, and voiceover needs, check out the fine folks at Blueberry Productions. They will take good care of you. If you don't believe me, you can see for yourself. Check out their work at blueberryproductions.tv, the Facebook page, Blueberry Productions, also a Vimeo page, a YouTube page, and it's Blueberry, BLUBERRY, Prod on Twitter. Check them out today. Blueberry Productions, great people, great work, great service.
Hey there, your yard took a real beating this summer. Luckily, Scott's Turf Builder Winter Guard has your back. Just feed your grass with Scott's again this fall when the air is cool and the soil is warm. It's the perfect time to give your lawn a boost. If you do, Winter Guard will give your yard the nourishment it needs to help weak, thin grass recover and support root growth, giving you a greener, more resilient lawn both now and next spring. Guaranteed. Grab a bag of Scott's Turf Builder Winter Guard today. You'll be back to barbecuing in no time. This is a Scott's Yard.
Hey parents, we all try to be extra careful with our children in the car, but then we get an important call or text. Remember, our children are watching. Make every drive a good example. Be in the zone. Turn off your phone. Visit childrenshospital.vanderbilt.org/BITZ to learn more about our teen driver safety program. Brought to you by Monroe Carroll Jr. Children's Hospital at Vanderbilt, the Ford Motor Company Fund, and the Allstate Foundation.
Hello, my name is Travis Williams, President and CEO of Academics and Athletic Consulting, focusing on educating and empowering tomorrow's collegiate athletic leaders. My passion is for the education and genuine concern and care for today's student athlete. It's the centerpiece of my life's work. A college education, both in and out of the classroom, is a truly rewarding benefit. For more information on AAC, you can go to www.academicsandathleticsconsulting.com. Once again, www.academicsandathleticsconsulting.com. Or you can follow me on Facebook at Academics and Athletic Consulting, or Twitter at Coach TWill24, or Instagram Travis L. Williams 24. or you can call me at 404-542-6079. Once again, AAC is very proud to partner with J.R. McHenry of the Bossman Radio Show, covering sports and entertainment across the country. Please tune in weekly for informative, entertaining, and expert analysis on today's sports and entertainment topics. Thank you.
All right, folks, back on the Boss Man Show. We're going down to Boca Raton, Florida, to talk to the Florida Atlantic Owls head coach Dusty May of the Conference USA. Coach May, what's up in Boca, man?
Not much, boss man. It's great weather and just had a good practice.
I wish I was down there with you guys, man. A little warmer than it is where I'm in here in Toronto in the low 30s. So I wish I was down there with you guys in Boca for sure.
We'd love to have you down.
Now, Coach, I got to ask you, man, last time we talked, when you first got hired in 2018, tell us what's changed about your program over the last year and a half or so since you've been the head coach now full-time with your step on the program. What's improved in your mind and where you see guys buying into your system and more?
Just the depth of the roster. We feel like we have more guys who can play at this level, and we've gotten more and more competitive where every single night when you come to Boca to play a game, we feel like it's going to be a dogfight and we're going to be in position to win at the end. And hopefully we close more deals than not. But I think just the level of respect for the program as a whole, that we have a competitive team and we're also getting better each year.
Exactly. I know last year against offseason you wanted to make sure your guys got stronger, more mentally stronger and tougher. You kind of get kids that more fit your program. So offseason wise, what did you guys kind of prioritize with the guys on off the court to make them better, to prepare them for the season coming up here?
Just make them all more versatile players. We spent a lot of time working on our three-point shooting. With the spacing of the game and the line moving back, we knew we had to extend our range. And our three guards have really shot the ball well from deep. And even our starting center shot the three pretty well. But we just wanted to improve our versatility where our guards could get in the paint, make plays, and also shoot the three, and our bigs could step out and make decisions with the ball while pulling the opposing centers away from the basket, which is big because we don't have great athleticism up front, so we just felt like our competitive advantage would be to pull those athletes away from the basket and free up the lane.
And, Coach, also playing that style, Coach, I have to be in shape. So let's talk about your strength conditioning program you guys have, a nutrition program, because a lot of people don't realize this, Coach. You and I don't realize this because we both played and we both know the game, that you have to eat well, sleep well, and that strength coach helps prevent injuries from happening and keeping guys fresh as you get down to February and the March here real soon when the dog days start.
Boss man, probably the most underrated piece of all this is keeping your roster healthy. And we try to find a balance of working really hard with great intensity and also not overtraining. And we lean on our sports science staff to help us with that. But that's one thing we've struggled with. We brought in some guys with checkered injury paths that are coming off major injuries. And sometimes it's backfired, and a few of the guys have stayed healthy. But that was kind of the situation where we're in, where we couldn't just go sign anyone we wanted on such short notice. We had to grab some guys with injuries in their past, and we've been able to keep those guys relatively healthy. We're missing one really good player this year in Everett Winchester who went out with a torn meniscus. So really, other than that, we've got a pretty healthy roster. But that's probably the biggest thing with team success late in the season is who can stay healthy.
You got that right, because I tell you what, because the people don't realize this basketball season stands over 2 semesters. You're going hard from September through March minimum, even if you go to the tournament. That's guys have to be bringing it for 6 months of high intensity and bringing it every day and playing the right way. So you have to have guys give them that kind of balance and find the right balance. Quote low manage the guys per se. The NBA is not a good term, but it's smart now. It's very smart to do that.
Yeah, fortunately for us, too, Bossman, we've got great parity where there's not much separation between 1 and 10 and 1 and 12 on our roster. So we play a lot of guys, probably play too many people in our rotation, but we like our depth, and I think that keeps our guys from overworking, and hopefully it pays dividends down the line with injury prevention.
Yeah, and I also like about your team, coach, is that by you playing a lot of guys, you keep people alive. They don't be like, well, I'm not going to play anyway, so I don't care. So you keep them engaged in the game, playing in the game, because they may get called because you've been playing a lot of guys. So I feel like in that regard, it keeps guys alive mentally with the team and not worrying about, well, I can play anyway.
Yeah, I agree with that. But the flip side of it is if you're playing just a few guys, everyone wants to play 40 minutes. So now we have all 10 or 12 of them mad at us. Or if you're playing 6 or 7 a lot of minutes, you only have 4 or 5 mad at you. But kind of joking with that. But, yeah, it is hard when you're splitting minutes to get in a rotation and a rhythm. But we've managed to find a way to find a balance with that.
And coach, you gotta be happy this. Knowing in Conference USA you have to kind of play some guaranteed games. Hard to get guys who want to come play you at your place, go on the road a lot. So to get 8 wins non-con, knowing what the things you have to deal with for scheduling, has to make you feel really, really happy with pretty much a new team you got out there this year as well.
No question. We had a good non-conference slate, and we had to be very, very creative with our scheduling and how we raise our money to get a few games. And there's everyone has a different agenda with scheduling, and we feel like we're starting to find our niche in scheduling where we can get some good home games while also playing competitive road games that our guys are excited to play, and also not beating our guys up with too much travel, because Conference USA is a bear when you look at it. It stretches from El Paso, Texas to Bowling Green, Kentucky, all the way to the East Coast in Norfolk, Virginia.
Yeah, and I guess it really is Conference USA. You look at it that way, from El Paso up to Norfolk, up to Old Dominion. So yeah, and Marshall, man, yeah. But on the flip side, does it get you in more homes? And because all the markets you guys touch, it kind of gets the visibility in more homes. Kind of have a wider net to find players that fit what you want to do going forward as well.
Yeah, in theory, but our recruiting base is pretty southern based. We have dipped into Detroit for a kid last year who's going to be a good player for us, and then we've signed a player out of Gary, Indiana this year. But our recruiting base is pretty much going to be Florida in the South, and then with a little bit of European connection, just because of you bring the European kids to Boca Raton, and usually they fall in love with it. So we feel like we can get good size overseas, but we'll recruit everywhere because Conference USA does have great name recognition, and you even think Dwayne Wade was in Conference USA. So there's been a lot of really good players come through this league, and now those of us that are in the league now, we've got to raise our level of play and get Conference USA back on a national stage.
And, Coach, on court, what do you feel like your team improved on most during the non-conference slate that they've kind of transferred over into Conference USA play as you are deep into it right now?
We're better offensively. We feel like we've got a better idea of what we're looking for, and we're getting the shots that we want. We haven't converted down low near as well as we did last year. Our big guys haven't found their stride yet, so I think here going down the home stretch, those guys will get back to playing up to their capability. But our offensive abilities, we've actually taken a step back defensively. We lost a couple guys last year that were really good team defenders, and we're still searching for their replacements. But I like us on the offensive side of the ball. We still have to get better defending and rebounding, which will give us a chance come conference tournament time.
And I think, Coach, you've played a lot of close games. Some you've won, some you lost. But the fact that you've played those games should give your team they're hard and callous there. If they're in a close game, it won't affect them because they've won some and lost some, which that's when you play close games. But it has to make you feel good to know that pretty much every night your team has a chance if they just play the right way, stick to the game plan discipline that you put out for them, and just follow the scouts. They'll be okay.
Yeah, we've actually been pretty erratic where we've blown some really big leads. We've blown multiple 20-plus point leads in games, and a couple of them we lost, and a couple of them we found a way to win at the end. And then also we've been able to come back from deficits late in games. So it gives us confidence no matter what situation we're in, we can find a way to win. But it also keeps you on your toes that we've blown some big leads and kind of let our guard down instead of playing with a killer instinct. So that's something that we've got to continue improving on. But with a young group, it's hard to understand until you go through it how hard it is to play a full 40 minutes of good basketball.
Yeah, and also you guys have been doing a good job defending the home court. I'm pretty sure you talk to the guys about, hey, we got to defend the home court because the road is always going to be tricky. So you want to split on the road at least, split on the road, but definitely take care of what you can playing at home in Boca there.
No doubt, and our students and fan base has really grown this year, and we've had some nice crowds at home, and we've definitely heard the fans, which has helped our guys. But we played better on the road last year and didn't do a good job protecting our home court. So going into immediately after last season, we started talking about that going into the spring and in the summer, that it was our mindset that we were going to protect home court and be a much more focused team at home, and our guys have certainly done that.
And I see and look at the standings. You guys are 4-4 in conference play. It's a lot of things going on with the conference. You know, North Texas at 8-1 right now, but you know, with the schedule the Conference USA does, it can change real fast after February there. So, do you keep telling your guys, don't look at the standings. Just worry about us. One game at a time, and they'll take care of themselves. I know young men get kind of caught up in standings sometimes, but so we got to worry about Western Kentucky and Marshall this week. We don't worry about nothing else. We let all that stuff play itself out. We'll handle what we control at FAU.
No question, because in our league, everyone beats up on everyone else, a lot like the Power 5 leagues. The teams up front, Western Kentucky, for example, they've found a way to win all their close games. And typically when you have veteran guards, you have Hollingsworth and you've got Savage and guys that have been through the battles, and Cam Justice is a fifth-year senior. They've got a lot of age and experience in the backcourt. And typically when you have that, you find a way to win more close games than you lose. And they've been right there several nights and just found a way to win. And now they look up and they're tied for first place, or they're sit at the top of the standings with North Texas. North Texas actually played really well, and they've started pounding some people after a very tough non-conference slate. So it's going to be a battle every single night in our league, and I wouldn't be shocked if 4 or 5 losses. You could win the league with 3, 4, 5 losses.
Final one I got for you, Coach. You got 2 guys on your roster from Georgia here, one from Madison and one from Claxton, Georgia. So talk about the importance, like you kind of mentioned earlier, about recruiting the state of Georgia, trying to find young men to bring down to Boca. They really enjoy playing for you guys, enjoy the nice weather down there that you guys have in Boca Raton, Florida.
2 really good players out of Georgia, and we actually played a road game at Mercer just before Christmas. And those 2 guys were phenomenal in front of their families and friends and families back home. So we probably should have scheduled 4 or 5 more games in the state of Georgia if those guys are going to play like that. But they're both, Scooter Taylor and Jalen Ingram are both very, very big pieces of our program. Scoot being a graduate transfer senior who's our leading scorer right now, and then Jalen Ingram is coming off of an ACL surgery, and he's just now starting to find his legs again. But he's a really talented player, was an SEC football recruit out of high school, and has really worked on expanding his game and his skill level, and has become a really good college basketball player.
Well, Coach, definitely look forward to seeing you get more guys from Georgia on the roster, of course, right now us neighboring states here. Hopefully you guys get Western Kentucky and Marshall this weekend. We'll talk to you real soon, Coach. Hope to see you at the Final Four as well, Coach.
Hey, Bossman, really appreciate you having me on.
Anytime, Coach. You have a good one, buddy.
Hip-hop fans, I got a great album for you. The debut album from Family Grind ENT, True Speech and 313 Fresh. We're going to give you 2 discs, 33 songs of pure, genuine hip-hop. Albums available on iTunes, Amazon, Google Play, illstreetrex.com, and streaming live right now on Rhapsody, Beats Music, Spotify, Xbox Music, Slacker Radio, and SoundCloud. Check them out today. True Speech and 313 Fresh. Family Grind ENT. Believe in it. Get it.
A gorgeous tan from Suntan City gives you an inner glow that relights the fire when you run into your first crush.
Vicky, who was that?
An old boyfriend.
Lucky you just tanned at Suntan City.
Lucky he's single. We're doing lunch tomorrow.
Won't be single for long then.
During Tour of the City, try all 5 tans, including spray tan, for just $4.99. Restrictions may apply. Click to buy now.
Suntan City, let yourself shine.
When you're a teen, you finally get to make some of your own decisions. Who are you going to hang out with? What do you want to be? Are you going to glance at that text while driving? Remember, a split second is all it takes for something tragic to happen. Be in the zone. Turn off your phone. Visit childrenshospital.vanderbilt.org/BITZ to learn more about our teen driver safety program. Brought to you by Monroe Carroll Jr. Children's Hospital at Vanderbilt, the Ford Motor Company Fund, and the Allstate Foundation.
It's maybe the night that my dreams might let me know. All the stars are closer. All the stars are closer.
Tell me what you gonna do to me. Confrontation ain't nothing new to me. You could bring a bullet, bring a sword, bring a morgue, but you can't bring the truth to me.
Alexa, play Kendrick Lamar and SZA.
Okay.
Maybe the night that my dreams might let me know. All the stars are closer.
With Amazon Music, a voice is all you need. Get tens of millions of songs. Download the Amazon Music app today.
Yeah, it's your man JC, the host with the most, baby, and it goes down each and every Saturday night right here in the city of Memphis. That's right, y'all. It goes down at Clicks Sports Bar Memphis, baby. 3705 Malco Way, Memphis, Tennessee, 38125. Come out and join us, the Three Kings, each and every Saturday night for the livest karaoke in the city. Everybody gets in free till 10 p.m. Only $5 after. Great food. We got drink specials. We got all kind of games, man. We got the pool tables popping. Whatever you want, we got you, man. Come on out. Have a good time with us each and every Saturday night. That's Clicks Sports Bar, Memphis.
Folks, back on the Bossman Show here with Zach Spiker of the Drexel Dragons out of Philadelphia. And the Sixers play the Hawks tomorrow night. Stay from Rich. We got a good connection going on here with Philadelphia and Atlanta. Coach Spiker, what's up with you, man?
Hey, guys. Good morning. How are you doing? Thanks for having us on the show today.
Yes, indeed, Coach. Like I said off air, man, it's been a while since we talked to you in 16. So talk to us about your program now. How's it improved since last time you and I spoke in 16? And what are you happy about the program you're building out there at Drexel up in Philadelphia there?
Yeah, you know what? Drexel's a great academic school that has an international reputation that allows us to draw kids from all over the world. And we've had players from Iceland and Turkey, Lithuania on our roster right now, Hungary, as well as good students here in the United States and even in your all's backyard in Atlanta, Georgia. So we're attracting the right kind of basketball player to be successful. I think the year we talked to you guys, we turned around and had 4 top 100 wins right away, including another game that we had the largest comeback in Division I history. We were down 53-19, came back and won the game. So we've had some good data points and markers to encourage the progress, and we continue to do that this year with our league schedule and league play. We're 5-4 on the first half of league play, and we open up the second half of league play this Saturday on the road against our rival team, Delaware.
You got that right, and Coach, like for me, I'm 32 years old, so I knew about Drexel as a kid from hearing those guys make the tournament and being one of the prominent mid-major schools. So, to me, Drexel is a national
Malik
brand.
Rose. Malik Rose is that name you probably heard about. Drexel going to the tournament. Is now, a general manager in the NBA with the Detroit Pistons and doing some really great things.
Oh, yeah. He also was with the Hawks here for a while with the Erie
Yeah.
Bayhawks here. So, me and him have a good relationship, me and Malik Rose do. I miss him a lot.
He's a good man.
Yes, indeed. So, Coach, looking at like you said, you guys, got 7 wins in non-conference. Knowing you have to go play guaranteed games, you have to be on the road a lot. Can't get guys that want to come play you guys at your place. Getting 7 wins has to make you extremely happy, knowing what you got to do with all those different circumstances of how to get scheduling games and getting home games for your guys and going on the road a lot.
I think people talk about college basketball and the challenge in recruiting and to get players and to figure out, how to find guys to be successful at your institution. And that clearly is number one. Recruiting is a lifeblood. But I wouldn't even say number 2. I would say 1B is scheduling. And the communication and how to get it done and when to get it done is very, very important to the success of the program. And it's a challenge. It's a challenge. And sometimes you inherit programs, and there's not a whole lot you can do. And you got to play the games that are on your schedule. And then as you get there a little bit longer, you can kind of control the games on your schedule. But you're right. We've had a couple neutral site games. We performed well away from home in that area. We had a big win on the road in our league earlier this year and have some more road games coming up. But it's to be where we were going into league play. I think we had 6 wins each of the first 3 years. To have the 7th win and coming off 2 wins in which we won a tournament in Atlantic City was it's definite progress and there's definite momentum for our program right now for sure.
Now, Coach, on the court, what do you feel like your guys really improved on doing the non-con portion of your schedule?
We've improved defensively from year to year. We've become a much better defensive team, and this year our defensive numbers have gone up. I think it had to do with just really the connection of our players on the floor. And we all know the player of the team off the floor, the better they are on the floor, but the connection of our players on the floor, the better we've defended. And, it's been a really, get some length on the perimeter always helps. But these guys they know what we need to do. You got to be in the top 3 in offense or defense to put yourself in a position to win a championship. The last weekend, we were first in defense.
So you got that right, and Coach, and I feel like this as well. The CAA is a tough league. People don't really understand it from top to bottom. It's a tough league. You got OGs like Bill Cohen out there, man, still getting the job done. You got young cats like yourself and Earl Grant and Martin Inglesby. You played Saturday in the league, man. So from top to bottom, Hofstra's playing well. So it's top to bottom. The league is hard. So compete against those high majors and quality mid majors can only help your team prepare them for what they'll see in the CAA from January through March in the tournament you guys have.
No doubt. This is a great league. It's a great league. We've got a TV package on national TV. We're on CBS Sports one night a week, and you get a chance to watch us play. The environment's on the road, very, very difficult environments to have success in, and it's a great, great league.
You got that right. And, Coach, also I noticed this. You guys are 9-2 at home, so defending the home court must be a big emphasis for you guys because I know in the conference play you want to win all your home games and split them on the road if possible. So how big is that to make sure you guys understand defending the home court? People come to Philadelphia, we might got to get the job done, and we can't drop any games at home if possible.
Yeah, we want to make our arena the hardest place to play in the league. And we want that game day experience to be something that people talk about all the time. And, we continue to be in the process to make that every year as good as it can be for us and as difficult as it can be for our opponents coming in. And, we've done a good job. Each year we've done a better job having success at home.
Now, Coach, you are in the middle of year 4 here at Drexel. So how's their recruiting relationships improved when you and your staff up northeast and nationally? Because, with your team doing well now, CAA been a pretty known well up there, mid-major conference, very quality one. I'm pretty sure a lot of guys want to play for your program. You can come to Philadelphia, historic city, great environment, great culture. Like you mentioned, interest international guys, even guys from down my way as well, to want to come up there and play and have that experience to play at Drexel.
Well, I think a lot of it is just getting people exposed to what the school is, where it's located, and understanding the history of college basketball and how much the city of Philadelphia is woven into the fabric of basketball in general. And if you have an opportunity to be here, get a great degree, play in a city that what most people would say is the greatest city for college basketball in the world, Philadelphia. You got the 6 Division I schools, Villanova, Temple, LaSalle, St. Joe, Drexel, and Penn, all right here. I mean, our guys play pickup ball against each other in the summertime. I mean, it's awesome. It's great. So you can't get that experience anywhere else. And I think that is something that's really important for recruits to know that. And never mind the pros that are in town. At one point in the summertime, you walk upstairs and Deion Waiters just in our gym getting shots.
Wow.
We had the Bucks December 26th practice in our arena before they went down to play Atlanta. We had Golden State in here 2 nights ago before they played the Sixers. So you get exposed to a number of things that you would not be exposed to at a traditional basketball or college campus setting because of where we're located, and they're all positives.
And, Coach, having those NBA teams come into your arena or be around your guys, it has to help you guys with the play development piece because they see these guys work and how they get their work in, how they try to perfect their craft. So for your staff, you kind of borrow things that you watch from those coaches when they're practicing in your arena to say, we'll use this in our drill work, not off the court work, to get our guys more developed, more skills developed on the court and off the court with the strength conditioning program, nutrition-wise, getting the right sleep, because sports science is really very, very big now. So how do you guys mesh all the things you can see for free right there in your arena when guys come in town?
Well, that's a big statement that unpacks a lot, but I think the reality is that anytime you can get teams like that want to use your facility, there's going to be good things that come out of it. I don't know if we can get into sleep patterns of what they're doing or anything, but we are able to have exposure to their habits and their routines and how they go about things, and understanding that they play an 81-game schedule, right? And a practice, the Bucks practice at our place in between 3 games in 5 days. So that's not going to be a grueling practice, but you're still able to see how they operate and what they want to emphasize and what they do. So it depends on the time of year and the type of practice, but it's a great experience. We want our players to be exposed to that. And then I think when those pros, and maybe there's a guy from Philadelphia, or the next time he's in Philadelphia, he wants to come and get some shots up in the deck, he's familiar with it. He knows that's a great location. And so it only helps our program. It's great. I love it for our players. It's great for our staffs as well. And like you said, there's no downside to it.
You got that right, Coach. And, Coach, also you have a couple of guys can be in your program in the future here. Down here in Atlanta, one guy I want to just kind of talk about for the future is TJ Biggerstaff, a freshman forward for you guys from Atlanta right now. So what you see his role being for you guys going forward next year and beyond?
Yeah. Well, TJ's right here with us right now, and then we've got another guy, Lamar Odom, coming next year. But, we're really, really excited about both of those guys, and TJ has helped us in some of our wins this year, make some big, big plays, some hustle plays, some 50-50 balls. TJ has a very, very bright basketball future ahead with us. He's a multi-positional player who's extremely athletic, and we're very, very excited for what he's going to do down the stretch here to help us this year as a young fella, but also what he's going to be like as a seasoned basketball player at Drexel.
You got that right. Getting Lamar Odom Jr. as well, another young man coming up there to you guys next year. So, how important is it for you guys to kind of tap into the Atlanta market, the Georgia market? Because there's a lot of talented basketball players down here who can't all go to Mercer, Georgia State, Georgia Tech, Georgia, or Kennesaw. So there's a lot of guys who want to play D1 ball. So how do you find the right ones down here through the AAU programs and then the high school coaches that you have relations with down here?
I think you got to work. I think you got to get on the phone. You got to talk to people. You got to get on a plane, go down to Atlanta, and spend time with coaches. And our niche and what we want our niche to be in Atlanta is we just want to coach really motivated students who want to go to a good academic school, as well as coach young men that have been challenged and really well coached in high school. And I think that both coaches at Sandy Creek and Green Forest are challenged our players when they coach them. I know John Michael Nickerson did a great job at Sandy Creek and has a number of good players. And the same certainly can be said for the coaching staff at Green Forest as well.
Well, Coach, best luck to you this weekend against Delaware.
Sorry, it's Roy Griffin is the coach's name at Green Forest. I didn't want to miss his name there. I forgot it just for a second, but he's done a great job there as well and has a number of good players.
No doubt. Well, Coach, best luck to you this week against Delaware. Your rivals there, you're right there close with each other, man. We'll hope to talk to you again real soon. And if you come to the Final Four, Coach, come by and see us in the studio here. We'll catch up with you when you come in town, man.
Sounds like a plan, JR. Thank you very much, and enjoy the rest of the basketball season.
Will do, Coach. Thank you, Coach, so much. Have a great one, man.
All right, bye-bye.
All right, that's Zach Spiker on the Bossman Show.
For all your photo, video, and voiceover needs, check out the fine folks at Blueberry Productions. They will take good care of you. If you don't believe me, you can see for yourself. Check out their work at blueberryproductions.tv, the Facebook page, Blueberry Productions, also a Vimeo page, a YouTube page, and it's Blueberry, BLUBERRY, Prod on Twitter. Check them out today. Blueberry Productions, great people, great work, great service.
Hey there, your yard took a real beating this summer. Luckily, Scott's Turf Builder Winter Guard has your back. Just feed your grass with Scott's again this fall when the air is cool and the soil is warm. It's the perfect time to give your lawn a boost. If you do, Winter Guard will give your yard the nourishment it needs to help weak, thin grass recover and support root growth, giving you a greener, more resilient lawn both now and next spring. Guaranteed. Grab a bag of Scott's Turf Builder Winter Guard today. You'll be back to barbecuing in no time. This is a Scott's Yard.
Hey parents, we all try to be extra careful with our children in the car, but then we get an important call or text. Remember, our children are watching. Make every drive a good example. Be in the zone. Turn off your phone. Visit childrenshospital.vanderbilt.org/BITZ to learn more about our teen driver safety program. Brought to you by Monroe Carroll Jr. Children's Hospital at Vanderbilt, the Ford Motor Company Fund, and the Allstate Foundation.
Hello, my name is Travis Williams, President and CEO of Academics and Athletic Consulting, focusing on educating and empowering tomorrow's collegiate athletic leaders. My passion is for the education and genuine concern and care for today's student athlete. It's the centerpiece of my life's work. A college education, both in and out of the classroom, is a truly rewarding benefit. For more information on AAC, you can go to www.academicsandathleticsconsulting.com. Once again, www.academicsandathleticsconsulting.com. Or you can follow me on Facebook at Academics and Athletic Consulting, or Twitter at Coach TWill24, or Instagram Travis L. Williams 24. Or you can call me at 404-542-6079. Once again, AAC is very proud to partner with J.R. McHenry of the Bossman Radio Show, covering sports and entertainment across the country. Please tune in weekly for informative, entertaining, and expert analysis on today's sports and entertainment topics. Thank you.
Folks, back on the Bossman Show, here with Ball State Cardinals head coach James Whitford out of the MAC. Coach, how things up there in Muncie, Indiana, man?
Everything's good. It's that time of year for us. You know, we're playing in the middle of our conference season, and 2 big games every week and enjoying it.
Yes, indeed. Well, Coach, in the middle of year 7 leading the Cardinals, so tell us, what's been your greatest accomplishment since being at Ball State since 2013?
You know, the thing I've enjoyed the most is you know, now that I've been here a while, is you know, we have Indiana's got a great basketball culture. We got a ton of like local players, guys that are from our state, and you know, they're doing well. And the fun thing as a coach is to watch the guys do well and then move on after graduation and continue to thrive. And I've now got a lot of former players that are doing well in life after basketball and really enjoying that.
I hear that, Coach, and you know, saying being able to play 7 years, which tells me you have the great alignment between the AD, the president, and yourself. Because they talk about how key it is for head coaches to succeed, having all 3 levels of on the line together behind the coach's vision for the program going forward.
No, it's everything. You hit that right on the head, and it's actually been a little crazy because I'm on my, if you can imagine this, I'm on my 3rd president and my 3rd AD. We've had a lot of turnover. But right now we have a great president, we got a great AD, and we're completely aligned. They're doing everything they can to try to help us be successful, and but you hit it right that if they're not in line, then it's you know, you're swimming upstream if you don't have the support from the university.
Now, Coach, coming off last year, what did you guys kind of prioritize in the summer and early fall period before the things got kicked off in November to get your team much better, get them to start their own right now for us on and off the court development?
Well, we were fortunate this year. You know, once every 4 years, the NCAA allows your team to take a team overseas, and this was our year. So we went to Costa Rica this summer, and that allowed us to practice all summer, which was great for us. And then it was had a really neat life experience. You know, a lot of our guys had never left the country, and to take them down there, we got a chance to see a beautiful country. We got a chance to tour San Jose. We actually did some community service in some areas of San Jose that needed a lot of help, and it was really uplifting for our guys and fun, and I thought really brought us close together, and it has really paid dividends for us both in terms of the practice, but also just in our connection together as a group.
Exactly. And having that connection, that extra practice on can make your team become much more closer and on and off the court as well. And, Coach, also, I want to talk to you about this because I feel like this is very lost amongst fans, that how important the strength and conditioning program is for universities, and the nutrition piece and the sleep piece for your young men, because they are with your guys pretty much more than you all are sometimes before them lifting and working out and preventing injuries. So talk about how important it is to have a strength and conditioning staff and nutrition staff to keep you guys upright all year long, because you all go November to March.
No, you're right. It's really, really important. And the
parallel I tell our players a lot of times is, they don't always value those things coming in high school because, they're better than the other guys. So a lot of the guys that we recruit, they could eat McDonald's in the morning and then go play and play well. Like I tell them, I said, you're driving a Ferrari and they're driving a Chevrolet. And, eventually everybody has a Ferrari. And when everybody does, the stuff you put in your car really matters. And so teaching them to eat right, having someone who can educate them that way about what really is good for the body, and making sure physically they can last, through the grind of a college season, which is infinitely longer than a high school season. So those parts are really important. And usually the young ones don't always figure it out until about this time of year when their body's breaking down. And but once they figure it out, it makes a big difference.
You got that right. And speaking of your non-con schedule, Coach, you got to be happy about the non-con. 7 wins and non-cons make you really happy. Knowing you got to go on the road a lot, can't get some home games like you want to sometimes. Maybe have to play a guarantee game or two here or there. And so it's kind of like get some wins doing all that. It has to make you feel real, real good.
Well, we had a big one in your city. Our best non-conference win, we played at Georgia Tech and probably played our best game of the year. We caught him at a good day. It was that Jordan Usher had just gotten back into their lineup, and I think we were fortunate because it disrupts your chemistry. He probably played his worst game of the year in his first game, and we caught him on that day. But nonetheless, it was a great win for us.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, how did your kids like coming down to Atlanta to play Georgia Tech? Because I know Georgia Tech is very picky about who they play. I know that firsthand from people who told me off the record about this. But how did your kids really enjoy coming down to Atlanta, playing at McCamish Pavilion, and being around the Rambling Wreck, as they call themselves over there?
It was fun. It's one of the things when you travel around and you play all these schools. There aren't that many colleges that are in the heart of a city. Most of them are like ours, where you got these small college towns, or at least in this part of the country, you don't have many kind of urban environments for the colleges mixed in with the heart of the city. And it was fun. We stayed right downtown and got a chance to explore Atlanta, went out to eat as a team. And we were actually on our way to Hawaii because we were in the Diamond Head tournament over Christmas. So we played Georgia Tech first and stayed in Atlanta and then flew out to Honolulu. So we had a heck of a break.
You got that right, Coach. Also, talk to us about this. What do you feel like your team improved most on court during the non-conference? I know you in non-conference you see a lot of different styles, a lot of different teams. So what do you feel like your team really improved on the most playing the different competition that you guys played?
I think the biggest thing was, we're a very young team, and we're playing about 40% of our minutes are freshmen. We got a freshman point guard, we got a freshman shooting guard, we bring a freshman off the bench to play, and for us, it was just getting those guys caught up to speed with our system, and me watching them play enough in a college environment to try to figure out, who should be in what role and who should be using the pick and roll, who should be coming off a screen, et cetera. And it was just kind of getting our team more organized because we had so many new faces.
Also, Coach, I kind of mentioned about Georgia Tech as well. I feel like playing those high majors and those quality mid majors really helps you get ready for the MAC because it's a 12-team league. You got to play tough teams every night in the MAC. So I think playing that tough skills, different styles helps prepare you for what you'll see in the MAC. How do you feel about that statement there, Coach?
Yeah, no, I completely agree. Our league is one of those leagues where there's no nights off, there's no bad teams. And a lot of really good coaches, a lot of really good players. We're one of the top mid-major conferences in the country, so you have to play good teams in the non-conference to get ready for it because we have a really good league.
You got that right. You're 4-3 so far in conference play. What do you think has been the key to the start you got out so far in conference play? You're 4-3. You got Ohio coming this weekend. Jeff Bowles, those guys. I feel where you are so far in conference play now.
I feel like we're in a pretty good place. We were 4-3. We'd probably like to be 5-2, but we've had some good wins. We had a real good win over at Toledo at home. We had a real good win at Eastern. We've played 4 of our 7 on the road so far, and we've played a lot of the top teams already. And so I like where we're at. I think most important, even above and beyond the record, I just really like my team. We have good kids in our program. They're working hard. We just got done with practice. We're coming off of a loss on Tuesday, and guys bounced back, had another great practice today. And we've been that way all year. And in my experience, when you have a team that really likes to practice and practice as well, you tend to have a good year.
You you got that right. What are you seeing on film from Ohio? I know that Jeff has taken over the program this past offseason. So what are you seeing from him and his team so far on film?
Well, he's got some really good players. He's got a great point guard named Jason Preston, he's one of the best passers in all of college basketball. He's like he's got remember those old Jason Kidd commercials where like he's catching things behind his head?
Mm-hmm. I do remember those.
Yeah, he's like one of those guys. He's like in the barbershop and he can see you walk in even if he's facing the other way. I mean, he's a great passer. And to me, he's kind of the straw that stirs the drink for them. And then I got two other really good players, Jordan Dardis, a great shooter, and Ben Vanderplas, a really good big guy. So it's going to be a tough game for us, and Jeff Bowles does a great job. So it should be a great game on Saturday.
Now, Coach, in being in Indiana, with so many storied universities and being a basketball state, how do you go about selling your program to get guys to come to Ball State? Do you try to get the guys in Indiana maybe Purdue looks over, or do you kind of just try to get in on guys early, hopefully they'll come your way too?
Well, I think we're smart enough not to bang heads with Indiana and Purdue very much, but we're fortunate in Indiana. It's because it's such a deep state talent-wise. And what a lot of people don't realize here is I have a kid on my team right now as a freshman. He's starting for me at the 2 guard. He played a high school game last year in front of a sellout crowd in his high school arena, and his high school arena holds 10,000 people.
Wow.
He played in a high school game in front of 10,000 people. Like, there's the local high school stadium here in Muncie holds 7,000 people. Like, Indiana high school basketball is like Texas football. It's just such a big deal. And because of it, basketball really matters. Kids play it at early ages. They're watching their high school teams play when they're growing up. So they're around the game. They learn the game. And because of that, there's a lot of good players. So, we don't have to get the ones Indiana, Purdue get, and we can still get really good ones.
I know also on your roster, I saw a lot of guys from Indianapolis. So talk about how key is to dip in that market in Indianapolis, the biggest city in Indiana, and all the talent that's down there.
Yeah, Indianapolis has got great players for sure, and we have our point guard is a starter as a freshman. He's from Indianapolis, and probably my best player is this kid Tajay Teague. He's from Indianapolis. But the thing about Indiana that's different than a lot of states is you're just as likely to find a great player in Marion, Indiana, which is 40 minutes north and has about 40,000, 50,000 people, as you are. James Blackman came from there. I mean, they've had I think 7 pros from a small town of 50,000 people in Indiana. You can get players from all over the state here. Zach Randolph is from Marion, Indiana. And there's great players come from everywhere in the state. They play basketball in the big cities and the small cities.
I see. I was like, wow, you can pretty much stay around the state and get what you need, save on the recruiting budget for sure.
Yeah, for sure.
AD's like that.
Yeah. They do. Plus, it gives them in-state tuition. So.
Yeah, all the covers all the boxes. Yes.
Yeah.
Well, Coach, never get to having the show for the first time. Hope to do it again with you real soon, Coach. Best luck to you against Ohio on Saturday. We'll talk to you real soon, Coach.
Daryl, thanks for having me on.
Anytime. That's James Whitford on the Bossman Show.
Did you hear the news? Metro PCS is now Metro by T-Mobile. Now you get new plans with unlimited high-speed data all month long, all on the T-Mobile network. Check out the new Metro by T-Mobile today and discover the smarter way to get unlimited. Metro by T-Mobile. That's genius. During congestion, the fraction of customers using greater than 35 gigs per month may notice reduced speeds, and Metro customers may notice reduced speeds versus some T-Mobile customers. Video streams at 480p. Coverage not available in some areas. See store for details and terms and conditions.
Sally Beauty's new all-in-one hair color kits make it easy to color your hair at home. Get everything you need to color for beautifully radiant results. Loved by professionals, open to everyone. Sally Beauty.